Okay, let's just dive right into this. Have you ever been sitting around wishing you could tell the government how to spend your Ohio state tax dollars? Yeah, me too. Today we are going to explore this strategy that lets you do that. We're looking at a powerful state program that is literally changing the landscape of educational funding. It's called the Ohio Scholarship Granting Organization, or SGO, tax credit. And specifically, we're going to see how this mechanism can be utilized to support Islamic educational opportunities at zero net cost to you as a taxpayer. It's a really practical approach to community empowerment, so let's get into it.
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The SGO tax credit. 2. Credit versus tax deduction. 3. The math in action. 4. Step-by-step to claim. And 5. Spread the word. It's a highly effective 10-minute tax strategy, so let's keep moving. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The SGO tax credit. Understanding the basics. To begin, we really have to answer the main question. What is an SGO? Well, it stands for Scholarship Granting Organization. Legally speaking, it's a certified nonprofit 501c3 entity. Its primary purpose is to receive contributions from donors, like you and me, and then turn around and grant educational scholarships to eligible K-12 students in Ohio. For our purposes today, we are focusing on the Faith Islamic Academy Scholarship Foundation. This foundation operates as an approved SGO, and it serves as a direct vehicle for you to advance Islamic education. By directing your funds here, you're directly supporting students who need it most, helping them access quality Islamic educational environments.
So what are the actual rules? Enacted back in 2021 through Ohio House Bill 110, this program created a non-refundable dollar-for-dollar tax credit. The state of Ohio has set very specific statutory caps for this. If you are a single filer, you can claim a credit up to $750. If you're married and filing jointly, that cap doubles to $1,500. The beauty of this legislation is that anyone with an Ohio state tax liability is eligible to participate. Plus, these SGOs are required to prioritize awarding scholarships to low-income students. So your participation is directly aiding families who really need financial support to prioritize their children's education.
Section 2. Credit versus tax deduction. Knowing the difference. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is
how these two terms actually function, because we hear them thrown around constantly during tax season. Let's start with a tax deduction. A deduction simply reduces your overall taxable income. So if you earn $50,000 and get a $1,000 deduction, you are now taxed as if you earned $49,000. It's helpful, sure, but it's just a fraction of the actual dollar amount. Now let's look at a tax credit. This is what the Ohio SGO program offers, and it is so much more powerful. A credit is a dollar-for-dollar reduction of the actual taxes you owe. If you owe $2,000 in state taxes and you have a $1,000 credit, your tax bill drops directly to $1,000. It is a true one-to-one offset. You are literally taking money you were already obligated to send to the state of Ohio and rerouting it directly to the Faith Islamic Academy Scholarship Foundation. And there's actually an additional layer to this financial strategy. Because the Faith Islamic Academy Scholarship Foundation is a certified nonprofit foundation, any amount above your Ohio state tax liability could potentially be claimed as a federal tax deduction. Say you donate the full $1,500, but your state tax bill was only $1,000. That excess $500 doesn't just disappear. If you itemize your deductions, that extra amount could help you out on your federal tax return. It's a highly efficient way to maximize your charitable giving footprint.
Moving right along. Section 3. The math in action. A real-world scenario. Let's walk through the Johnson family as our example. The Johnsons are married, filing jointly. They sit down to do their taxes and figure out that their total Ohio state tax liability for the year is $2,000. Now, instead of just sending that full amount to the state, the Johnson family decides to make a donation to Faith Islamic Academy Scholarship Foundation in the amount of $1,500. Because of the SGO dollar-for-dollar tax credit, that $1,500 is subtracted directly from what they owe the state, bringing their net tax liability down to just $500. So, they paid $1,500 to the foundation and $500 to the state. They were always going to be out $2,000, but now they successfully directed the bulk of those funds to support Islamic education right in their own community. It cost them $0 additional to do this.
And this illustrates why this strategy is just so universally appealing. This program is a real win-win-win for schools, donors, and families. The schools receive the vital funding they need to operate and grow, the families receive the scholarships that make Islamic educational opportunities accessible for their kids, and you, the donor, get to empower your community and fulfill your philanthropic goals without it costing you a single extra penny out of pocket. It's a perfectly optimized cycle of community support.
Let's move to and see how this builds into actionable steps. Section 4, Step-by-Step to Claim.
executing the strategy.
The process is super straightforward. Step 1, make a donation to Faith Islamic Academy Scholarship Foundation. You can do this easily online. Step 2 is a very important nuance for married couples filing jointly. You do not have to jump through hoops to make separate transactions. You are allowed to make a single $1,500 transaction. However, to claim the maximum credit, both of your names must appear on the official receipt provided by the foundation. As long as both spouses are acknowledged on that single receipt, you're totally compliant. Step 3, file by April 15th. You just take that receipt, hand it to your CPA, or attach it to your Ohio IT 1040 schedule of credits when you file, and the credit is applied.
Finally, Section 5, spread the word, grow community impact.
To initiate this process, go to FIAscholarship.org. You can make your contribution at any point during the year, right up until the April 15th tax filing deadline, to claim the credit for your previous tax year. By filing your forms and sharing that link with one other person, you turn an individual financial decision into a community-wide funding movement. Taking control of your tax liability means you no longer have to wonder how your state income taxes are being spent. You decide. When you visit FIAscholarship.org, you are taking the reins of your local impact.
So I want to leave you with this final kind of provocative thought. Who are you going to share this 10-minute tax strategy with today? Because right now, you have the power to transform your standard tax burden into a truly profound community impact. Don't just keep this a secret. Thanks so much for joining us, and honestly, I cannot wait to see the amazing impact you make.